I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses. Literally, I'm lean. Mix it like a... Bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sunny, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me up Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Other places come close, but they don't compare. Now I've been to New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, California. No place like California. Fresh off a flight to Boston. Got a BZ in Maryland that I pipe too often. Headed right to Austin, most likely flossing. Type exhausted, high as a forklift. Handful of goons out in Colorado. Any given afternoon, you can catch a hollow. Honestly, it's the same out in Richmond, Virginia or California. Either state, you can get it. I done seen everywhere from Russia to Delaware. Trust me, I'm well aware. Barcelona to Bel Air, Petty to the Detroit. Don't tell him he saw how heavily he balls. Every project, every seashore. And I ain't content trying to see more nomadic. I probably wind up alone. All it takes is a melody to remind me of how.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. One key thing to watch today will be the battle in the trenches. The Lions have the best rush defense in the league, and they're going against the Eagles, who will try to avoid becoming one-dimensional. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL sends us to the state of Michigan as we are inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. Now a play fake here on first down.
Oh, catch that intercept,
boy. Intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Here's Prescott. And his first pass is incomplete. The tight end, Gary Barnidge, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in
and
and
said these
receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Second down following the incompletion.
You ain't playing 2K?
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
Yeah.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go!
Now it's the former Eagle. Didn't have too much success with him, though. It's DeMarco Murray. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And, boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Now Prescott.
Catch
and
that.
He finds Barnidge. He's got it. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
They'll look to throw. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Boy.
They run with Murray. A gain of 3, second down.
Okay, too close.
And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Here's Thomas. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Going up top. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be marked down deep in Detroit territory. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
When I see Sharif Floyd hit the field, I think of all the potential he has, and it's a lot of fun watching that come to the surface.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They're going to look to throw. It's caught, Lockett. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And Bart puts it through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road, your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you've quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start.
Yeah. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again.
Come on, man.
You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And a look at the defense now. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Well, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Here's Prescott. It's caught. It's Barnage over the middle. For just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Murray, the lone setback. Now Prescott. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
Come on, let's go.
They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
What up?
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone.
And the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
About it,
What you're hoping is that you figure out, you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability and a sack result.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
That's Tyler Lockett dropping the pass.
And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Here's Thomas. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
They'll come out in the pistol. On first down.
Block, though.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, but they face a second and long to start things out. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A very solid gain of 27. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Now a play fake here on first down. Peek's got it over the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. Green to bring it back. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's second down. So 2nd and 10 here.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit.
Try to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Brandon Cooks, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's Murray. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Oh, man.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Here's Prescott. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
Ohio, here we go. What? Nothing. What? Nothing. Ohio. Come on, let's go.
Now Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep.
I'm going to take that. Let's go, Sherman.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands
Oh,
there.
no,
Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Get rid of him.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here we go. What?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively,
let's go get it, Cooks. Let's go get it.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown,
Yeah, he got 97 speed, 96.
Brandon Cooks, 82 yards. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 17 that time. And the Lions are going to have a first. They go with Murray again. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford
Hey, I was
Field
hyping him up too. I told him, man, like, you got the
3 yards
AFC
to go
sold
on
up.
2nd
He
down.
played me a close game.
Come on, let's go. What? None.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this time he's able to take it down
Brian,
to 42. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
And they're going to speed things up here. They'll set up to throw.
Come on.
And this is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Back to throw again. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
Again, it's Murray. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him 2 yards that time. It's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Jonathan didn't even get what I said.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On play action, they'll throw.
Come on, boy.
But incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. Now 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now, this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the
so
ball,
you got to upgrade them corners.
Finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Give me that.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And with great field position here, chance for some points.
Look at you. Come on, man.
It's prime real estate. Just have to decide how they want to try and take their shot to try and put those points on the board.
Now
oh, boy.
Here on first down.
And I gave it right back, too.
Xavier
Rhodes locked down.
These guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Now a give. This is Murray. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there.
You're going to have to play old Fletch.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better.
We'll find out.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, Those guys are worth their weight in gold.
10th carry of the game now, Murray. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Murray, the lone setback.
Hey, don't hate on Lillard, though.
Now back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
I don't even know how I caught that. I wasn't even paying attention to when you blowing the ball.
We'll see if they can do better.
I just holding the triangle. So lucky happened. Oh, I got him. He's too fast.
See what happens.
Man, Logan Thomas, man, I need a quarterback.
But couldn't connect.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful.
Nobody sleeping on Lillard, boy. Boy, nasty.
They pitch it
Give me
out
that
to
block,
Murray.
dog.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7
I
coming
wouldn't
up.
be sleeping
So
on
many
Lillard
times
if
we
I was
look at a
boy,
short run
nasty,
and we
man.
praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here's Thomas.
Oh, got him.
And that is incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot.
Yep.
But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Oh, yeah, you right. Go ahead, I'm going to let you get the sack.
And this is incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Lions will take over.
I'd have missed that field goal anyway.
Get ready to head back onto the field.
A good spot in here. Go up.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Let's
That's
go.
the dude right there.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray.
Murray.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
One receiver left is Hilton.
Let's go. What? Ohio. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles.
Here we go.
But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now Prescott, that's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the 1st. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Let's go. What?
Here's Prescott.
Good pass.
It's incomplete. took a shot, couldn't
That's
connect.
a good play right there.
Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. And fourth down coming up. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Yeah, this is a high kick, but it's not going anywhere.
Why is Cooks back there? You better not get hurt.
31 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over first and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series. And because they did so, that allows the coaches to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. The 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
They'll run the counter with Murray. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And quickly, they get to the line.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He don't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if something like the rugby casualties at times, we're trying to win a game.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Following the penalty, it's Murray. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They're going to look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Now again to the first man through, and that's Johnson. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
3 yards left to grab here on third down. Out out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got Peak. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
In the red zone this time. They come up in an offset eye.
Here we go.
So now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Tried to pop it outside, no luck. Are you okay with that call on 1st down from there?
I am if they believe in running the football, and that's who they are, and that's their identity. What you're worried about in this situation, running it here, now with the loss of yardage, because the defense has forced you back a little bit, it changes your play call, and I think you're committed to the pass from here on out.
They'll set up a throw, and he rifles one incomplete. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. So out now come the Lions. They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
Let's go.
They go back to the air here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the rookie Corey James. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember that
his pass is intercepted for the 3rd time today. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out.
Pick 6 was turned
dog. Takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. Muscles him off. And Detroit getting set to go now. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Green's got it over the middle. And a nice gain of 21 yards. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw now on first down. Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Flex round.
Now Prescott. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's brought down. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Here's Prescott. Caught left side Hopkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Murray, the lone setback. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Deep drop, looking for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders there, receivers there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Ohio! Come on, let's go!
Back to throw again. Stays on his feet. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.Y. Hilton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good, we're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out. It is picked up by the Eagles.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. but it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And tough starting field position here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Come on, let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Jackson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Well, in my time in football, I've yet to see a playbook that draws up offensive plays designed to lose yardage. A running play loses yardage on first down. They try and throw it, take a sack on second down. What can the offensive coordinator come up with here on third down?
Following the sack, they go from the 13 on 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Ohio.
Now back to throw. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Gary Barnidge, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And the lead is down to 20. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll try to right side with Murray. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loaded in the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Ike, you still in there?
Now it's 2nd and 7. Time for a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Ohio.
Too many interceptions, man.
Flex round. Ohio.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Trent Cole able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. Is you just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. One receiver left is Hilton. They go play action here on first down. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Here's Prescott. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jeremy Curley, his first touchdown as a Detroit Lion. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Now
hey, Troy, they
and
think
the
I played
PAT.
a game for them in the playoffs.
And that will cut this lead down to 13. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hey, they think I played for Ike.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
league.
And this return net's positive as he gets
Because
past
Ike
the
won
25 and
two
up to the
playoff games.
27-yard line.
Yeah, I've been reading that, man. And it almost came back on me. 26 seconds. We'll try to get some points on the board in 20 seconds.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right.
Let's see what you got.
Here's Thomas,
Right there.
escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
20 seconds.
That one goes for 34 yards. And the Eagles are going to have a first down.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a change-up in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the change-up, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you.
Let's go, fellas.
This is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Let's see. 2 point. Let me get this 2 point. Let's see what we got. Let's try this one.
And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, I see who's going to be open.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to be able to break free as they wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. And the try for 2 is going to come up empty. And the Lions were able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams,
give me that. Let's go, man.
You win the game.
Why'd he just stop? Okay, we got 8 seconds. Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
At the 29-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
Nah,
it's always the final play of preparation each week.
Nah.
The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands.
Let's go. We got 8 seconds. What we going to do?
Flush to his right.
Let's go.
It's caught. Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And we're hitting the end of this one. It looks to probably be the final play.
It always it's going to mess you up.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points. Continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking.
Trying to put Cooks on the track still.
And carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you still think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Should have stood off, man. That man could have won the game. You would have stopped watching.